Welcome back to News Center 1 today, 7:27 on your Oaks Day here on the backside of Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky, where a trainer's job is a multifaceted one.
That's right, Elizabeth. Owners hire the trainers, and then they become in charge of every aspect of a horse's life.
They basically eat, breathe, and sleep with their horses. They're there first thing in the morning. They go over their horses with a fine-tooth comb. They plan their training schedule for the day.
My main job is to identify what each horse does best and then put them in those places. And sometimes, as easy as that sounds, it's hard to do.
By that time, it's pretty much a full day of work. But if they have horses to run that day, now they're likely running home, showering, getting cleaned up. A lot of trainers like to dress up for the races, while also they have to maintain what's going on in the barn, saddling the horses, dealing with the jockeys. When the races are over, it's feed time. It's a calming part of the day. So trainers can spend literally, easily 14 hours a day with their horses, and that's a 7-day-a-week job.
And taking care of horses is a 7-day-a-week job for everyone here on the backside, and most of them will say, trainers, jockeys, owners, that the Kentucky Derby is what motivates them to wake up this early every day.
And they're very similar to us, where they enjoy a very early alarm clock. They were here bright and early. We were here at about 4 o'clock Eastern time, and they were already on the track going through their
already
morning warm.
halfway.
And it's a rain or shine job, and it looks like, if we're lucky, Oaks Day and Derby Day, mostly dry and a bit warmer. Here's a look. News Center 1 Kentucky Derby update from Churchill Downs, brought to you by Moore Faust Injury Law Group. 7:57 on this Friday, Oaks Day morning. Thanks for joining us throughout the Today Show. Al Roker, he's floating around here somewhere, but Elizabeth, mastering Derby fashion, as we all know, is a head-to-toe process.
And many of us females want to wear high heels, but those of us who have been here more than once know it's also important to pack a comfortable pair of shoes as well.
And the athletes we're all here to watch, well, that's why we get all dressed up. Their footwear equally as important.
That's right. The horses, they wear the Gucci's and Pradas of shoes.
From the stable area to the starting gate, it takes a village to prepare a horse for the Kentucky Derby. For most athletes, shoes can greatly enhance one's performance, and race horses are no exception.
I've been doing this for about 14 years now, and I usually get started about 7 in the morning and get done in the evening time, 4 or 5 in the evening.
A blacksmith is responsible for the trimming, shoeing, and the overall health and well-being of a horse's foot.
We shoe them every 30 days, keep their foot nice. We use aluminum shoes because they're lighter weight, easy to shape, and they race horses. It's like a track shoe for them.
They also work closely with owners, trainers, jockeys, and even exercise riders to ensure a sound ride and establish a healthy foot routine for each horse.
Footwear to humans' headwear, a look at Derby hats in the next half hour.
And I know one meteorologist that's a big fan of hats. No, it's not me, it's Al Roker. Anyways, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Center 1 Kentucky Derby update from Churchill Downs, brought to you by Triple R Tech.
Welcome back to News Center 1 today on your Friday of Derby Week 827. And Eric, the Kentucky Derby is a chance for every woman to express her inner Southern belle.
Part Southern tradition, part spectacle. Hats make the greatest 2 minutes in sports. Also, one of the most unique people-watching events in the world.
What is a derby hat? Everybody wants to know. Hats are a major tradition for wearing them to the Kentucky Derby, and it is part of history.
I was living in England for the last 16 months, and I picked the hat up while I was there. They wear hats for everything. They wear them to weddings and so forth, so they're easy to find over there.
I just fell in love with the craft. I mean, it just like mesmerized me, and that's the truth of my staff too. They fall in love with the craft itself. It's about sculpture and all these different materials that you can use, and the sky's the limit as far as like what kind of sculpture you can make and what kind of material, as long as it's comfortable and it's light on the head. When people come, they want me to create something that's from my collection or my look. Different tracks have asked me to make celebrities hats for the national anthem, like Mary J. Blige or Leanne Rimes. Katy Perry wore one of my hats in the cover story of In Style. And then, of course, I'm very Al Roker wears my hats, and then talked about them on the Today Show.
And Al is floating around here as well. Other celebrities here on the red carpet. We'll take a look at that in the next half hour.
Well, speaking of Al, I'm going to steal his line here. Here's what's happening in your Kentucky Derby update from Churchill Downs, brought to you by Lichty Homes. 8:57 on this Friday, Oaks Day morning. Thanks for joining us for News Center 1 today. Behind us, people continue to pile in to Churchill Downs for this day of racing. But tomorrow, the big event, the Kentucky Derby, it annually draws 150,000 visitors each year.
Including residents, out-of-towners, celebrities, even members of the royal family. Take a look.
From pop stars
it's great.
to world-renowned athletes.
One down. Deep to right field. Way back. He has done it again.
It's great.
The rich and famous who mingle among the Derby Day crowd add a unique dimension to the spectacle of the Run for the Roses.
It's always been a great time, a lot of fun always. So this has always been a blast. That's what keeps me bringing back.
Oh man, it's one of the most unbelievable spectacles in sports, I think.
I mean, you know, for 2 minutes, it's wild. You know, we have it in the locker room when we're playing. You know, and we're sitting there, you know, having our picks of who we want to win, and you know, it's just it's one of those things that it's one of those experiences that you have to come see in person.
Everyone's been talking about it over the years. I'm like, I got to get out there. Got to get out here.
You know, you see it on TV for 25 years, and now you're finally at one.
You know, you feel like you're a part of something really unique. Horse racing is great no matter where you see it, but at an event like this, you really, you know, I went to the museum and get to check out the, you know, all the old pictures and stuff. I think it's really, that part of it's really different and special.
And we'll be on the red carpet again tomorrow, so be sure to tune in to News Center 1 at 10 with Caroline and Thomas for a look at that.
And it looks like Derby weather is cooperating. We'll be in the 70s tomorrow.